hide that in. The president also said this before we look at investor confidence and the oil drop. The president said this at the meeting with the trade unions. He said that we can't meet CLOGSAG's demand. It will be considered next year. According to the president, it's not captured in the budget, and so CLOGSAG is on strike. They've been told to go back by the Labour Commission. The president says we can't meet your demands because we don't have it in the budget. Doc, I'm still staying with you. So perhaps in building the fundamentals we're talking about, in making sure that we don't spend what we don't have, we don't spend what we've budgeted for, a thing like this is right.
Well, I don't know what really how the whole story started. I believe there is a promise somewhere,
right?
Because I've heard it over the news about some market premium issues and here and there. But you see, a promise is a promise. When you make a promise, whether you have it in the budget or not, it's another thing. You don't have to forget about the promise that you have made.
I see.
So the interesting thing is that, yes, if you also don't have it in the budget, then the only thing is that probably you have to budget it in subsequent ones to make sure that you cater for them.
Okay.
Did you make something kind of promises to them or not? That's another thing. So I cannot stand here. I cannot just say,
and
I'm
say
going
yes
to side
or
of
no
yes or no
right
to
or
government
wrong.
side or to the workers' side. I have to be in the middle. What were some of the promises that were made? And whether it is the budget or not is another thing. So if you owe me, you can't tell me that you didn't budget for me.
And so you can't pay. But okay, that's okay for me. But in keeping to ensuring fiscal discipline, government suggesting that I did not budget for a project, a business, an equipment, and so we will not take it this year. We'll put it in the next year's budget. The general principle.
That is fair.
Okay.
If you say so, then that's it. But assuming you just want to cancel it outright, they are not getting it. So it means that you are making another commitment again.
Right.
If you say so, then it will still hand to you next year when it comes. You have to put it in the budget. So for me, well, as I said, there is no big deal in this. I mean, just say that we can't meet closer demand or because it is not in the budget, it's not enough. Unless it is not due them. But if it is due them, then you can only postpone. In the long run, then you have to what? To pay.
Dr. Abdullah, I'm grateful. Prof, so let's stick to the fiscal discipline. And so, CLOGSAG, hold on next year, even though we have made a promise to pay.
Did they make the promise?
Probably there was some agreement.
Of course, I think there should have been a movement from the interim market premium to market premium itself. And so I think it's a movement that has slowed, and CLOGSAG is suggesting that you have to give it to us now.
But perhaps we need to educate the audience on this. What is a premium?
Right.
And do we know what that is?
Government saying that, well, what I do is key, so I'm putting
special.
a premium on what I
Very good.
do.
I'm an IT guy.
Yes. Okay.
So you must pay me premium.
Right.
The doctor also show up. You must pay me premium. The accountant also show up. You must pay me premium. The journalist also show up. He say pay me premium. That's what this is all about.
Right.
And these all have a root, the single spine system.
Single spine.
I thought the single spine system was created to give us some strength. That's what the spine is that correct? The backbone,
right?
So that we don't get things all over the bed. But I think this single spine system causes so much headache. Now, the president's stand is understandable. I do understand his point of view. Recall that this thing actually started of controlling the fiscal budget started with the doctor strike, where the president said no, we won't do it. Because prior to that, there were so many strikes, so many demands. Government was meeting here and there, and things were a little bit out of order. Okay? That might also have caused some of our problems. Then the doctor start came, the government actually, hold firm, and they resolve it somehow without spending too much money. Then these guys also show up. Also recall, the IMF warned the government, this is an election year. We expect you to keep to what we agreed on. Don't overspend, don't blow out the budget, because we are in town and we are watching you. They are now holding back the 160 million because they think we have not done something right. They are around town, they have not left. Okay? Now, Doc, well, your response to Bright that well, they could have implemented those things without bringing the IMF. The IMF come with money.
Oh, okay.
It comes with money. Don't forget, over 300 million.
So you know what to do, but because it comes with money, you wait for them to bring it.
Yes, it comes with money. It's not just what you got to do. Okay, it comes with money. And you're holding 116, if I got it right, million, because you haven't done something right.
That is it.
So the IMF, all these things are tied together. Okay? The fiscal management, the bill, all those things, the IMF people are all in it. Okay? Certainly, the president will said what he said because that's all he can say. This premium thing, we will handle it. He said we have a comprehensive plan in place to implement all this premium thing after the election. That's what he said. He didn't say I am not going to do it. But I can tell you here and there, I think that's good on the president actually. He's very firm. We will not do it this year. So please go back to work. That's being very decisive. Okay, we will not do it. It's not saying that I'm giving Haruna permission to go and negotiate. No. Guys, we will not do it. It's not in the budget. I can't do it. Wait next year. By the way, we have big plans for everybody.
Even if he's made the promise?
Well, he's saying he can't do it, and he's saying why he cannot do it. Is that correct? He's explaining everything, why I cannot do it. But by the way, even if I promise, after the elections, I have a big plan for all of you. So for this one, I'll go along with the president. Because I don't think the president could have done otherwise. Now, while we are talking, something occurred to me. This retrenchment, controlling the budget, the fiscal expenditure through this constraining,
cutting down staff and getting some of them to go.
When I was young, the first time I heard about this was with the time of Busia. Busia is the MPP man. Is that correct?
The Salah case.
That's correct. And they fire a lot of people. So you found out that this IMF thing have been around for a long time. Okay? The World Bank come, don't recruit people. This prescription have always been there. So I'm not surprised about the president's reaction. This case, he's made his point very clear. It's not for the union to decide what they want to do. I don't think the president is going to get back to what he said because he cannot do it.
I'm grateful. Dr. Abdullah,
yes, I think, Prof, there are two things here. You see, what the president has for all of us, let me say, is different from what these people are asking for. So, for instance, if they probably agree with them so that next year they make sure that, well, even if they don't get it this year, and because this year is an election year and everybody is very careful of government expenditure, that's okay. But just agreeing to it that you pay in the future so that the workers should also understand and go back to work and make sure that the productivity that we are talking about, we get things right. But let me also say that when I talk of once we know the conditionalities of the IMF, why can't we ensure that we don't go to them, but make sure that we sanitize the environment so that we ourselves. And let me tell you one thing about this nation. I just went for a conference and back, and what I noticed over there, you can't do tax.
Great.
Every little thing that you are buying, you are paying tax. Everything you cannot, and everybody's keen in paying. The one paying is keen in paying, and the one receiving is also keen in receiving. Nobody, I never bought anything without they missing to put tax on it. And you go around our economy, how many people, apart from those of us who can be what? Identify, me and you. Look at the other sector of the economy, the private sector. How much are they paying so far as tax is concerned?
So that's a key deficit.
That's a key area. So we should be able to raise this money without necessarily waiting for IMF holding that 160, and we should be able to raise this internally if we're able to put our acts together, and that's what we are failing to do.
I'm grateful.